Hello everyone, I am Shroom, and this is the third episode of Fun Builds. This is a series where I try to find some cool off-meta builds. If you look up just Elden Ring builds online, you're gonna get bombarded by lots of videos and articles about the most OP builds ever using the most meta stuff that you can find. Well, this build is about finding the more obscure things and just fun things in general that aren't necessarily the most meta things, but that can still be quite effective. Now, with that out of the way, let's begin. So this build is called the Mad Astrologer, and it focuses mainly on intelligence, dexterity, and mind. And if you look closely, it's actually the same stat spread as the first build video I ever did, which is the War Mage build. Link of the cards up there. But the main difference between that build and this one is going to be the weapon selection and the spell selection. Speaking of, for our main weapon, we are going to be using the Bastard Stars, mainly because of the theme, as you know, astrology. It's got a bunch of planets floating around, and because of the really good intelligence and dexterity scaling, two stats that we have like pretty well leveled up. On our offhand, we're using the Carrion Regal Scepter, although you can use Lusat's Staff if you want to increase your spell damage at the cost of 20% extra FP consumption. As for the fashion, we are wearing the Preceptor's big hat, the blue cloth vest, and the scaled gauntlets and leggings. This is actually an armor combination I saw on r/Elden Bling a while ago. I could not find the original post sadly, but I thought I should mention it. And finally, for the talismans, we're using basically the same things as the War Mage build. We got the Sword Seal to boost our dexterity and HP mostly, the Graven School and Graven Mass talismans, and the Eradigan's Icon for our casting speed. Now, for the spells, I wanted to keep the theme of astrology, so all of these spells are star or comet or, space related. Starting with Comet, which is a really good long range pressuring tool with variable timing to throw your opponents off. Then I like to have Star Shower, which is a really good tracking spell which goes around medium distance. You could replace this with Stars of Ruin, but you're gonna get a lot of hate mail. I know I've gotten some myself. Then this is my favorite, Founding Rain of Stars. This is a really cool looking spell that can actually deal some pretty decent damage. It's a pretty good area denial spell. It basically creates this giant area where it just rains magic on your opponents, and a lot of opponents will just not go into the rain, so you can use it as a sort of cover to cast other spells from within. Then I like to have Collapsing Stars, and this has great synergy with Founding Rain of Stars because you can cast Founding Rain of Stars and then use Collapsing Stars to pull your enemies in towards the rain to damage them, or to combo it into other spells, such as our next spell, Ranni's Dark Moon, which I think we all know by this point. It's a pretty good spell to start off a fight with because it has great tracking, it's pretty fast, and it lowers your enemy's defenses against magic. So what I like to do is use the Dark Moon and then immediately after use Collapsing Stars, and a lot of the times either one of them will hit and the other won't, or they will both hit at once for massive damage. And then on my last slot, I put Eternal Darkness. This is mostly a tool to fight other spellcasters. I haven't been able to get footage of me using it because I haven't been fighting other spellcasters, but it's pretty good. It basically just redirects every single spell they throw at you, except spells like Cannon of Haima that are not tracking spells. So yeah, it's pretty good to have just in case. And with all that out of the way, I'll just leave you with some gameplay so you can truly see the build in action, so you can have an idea on how to play it and if it's really good or not. So, enjoy! thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and with that, I'll see you next time.